Good morning, everybody. My name is Nate Morris, and I'd like to welcome you back to another video. Today, we make our first ever stop at South Carolina's Anderson Motor Speedway for a 40-lap, $3,000 to win legend car race. After our success at the Spring Nationals, I'm excited to come to Anderson today to learn a new track and hopefully chase after that $3,000 payday. Going into early practice, I didn't know what to expect. I've never been here before. I could tell from first glance the track had a lot of banking, but was a very old, very slick surface. My first laps on the track, I noticed that this place is very rough. The car just kind of shakes the whole way around the racetrack, and my first run, it was shaking so bad I couldn't even see what was out my rearview mirrors. But over the course of the next 4 or 5 practice runs, I got used to the place and started to like it a little bit. I started to learn what it takes to make a little bit of speed, and just worked at getting better each lap. During the early practice, we didn't have any official times, so we didn't really know where we stacked up compared to the rest of the cars that were here. Once the first official practice session rolled around, I was not exactly where I wanted to be. I was 17th out of 25 cars, so I definitely have some time to make up. Going into qualifying here, we're going to have 2 laps per car. They're going to send one car out, let him make a half a lap, and then send the next car out, so we have a constant rotation of cars on the track. So I've got to try to tap into a little bit of speed in these 2 laps and hopefully make something out of this run. So thank y'all for clicking on today's video. I hope y'all enjoy it, and let's get into it. All right, we qualified 13th for today's race. I'm pretty happy with that. It was a lot better than we were in practice, and I think much more representative of where I ran in the early practice. I've got 2 teammates today here with 510 Racing. One of them qualified 9th and the other qualified 12th. So we're all kind of right around each other, which can be good and bad. Going into today's feature, we've got 40 laps, which is the second longest race that I've ever entered in. The other being a 75-lap race at Florence, which didn't end well. But hopefully today goes a little bit better. My main goal for today's race is to complete all the laps and get a respectable finish. Hopefully I can go out here and pick up some speed following some cars, make some good passes, and try to move my way up through the field. I'd like to get in that top 10, if not the top 5 by the end of this race. Hopefully I can just see some improvements throughout the race, make up a few spots, and just get a really solid finish. And we're not off to a great start. A couple of cars in the top 5 there got together and just created a chain reaction that wrecked a quarter of the field. I was able to avoid most of it with some minor bumper damage, so I'm going to go in the pits, get those replaced, and go back out here and try to make my way up from the tail of the field. Well, that was a unfortunate chain of events. One of the cars in the top five had a mechanical issue and hooked left into the car on his inside, sent them both into the outside fence, and some of us towards the back just couldn't check up in time. You see my in-car camera here, I just couldn't see anything past the 10 car, and when he checked up, I got into the back of him and locked it down hard and slid into the wreck. Then had a couple cars slide in from behind. That's probably some of the harder hits I've had, but thankfully everybody's okay, and the only damage done was to the race cars. Apparently, these longer races don't like me because the two I've been in, I've DNF'd pretty severely. So, I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. It was a short one and had an unfortunate ending, but sometimes that's how racing goes. So, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.